Good morning and welcome. I believe it's now March 30th. It's a Sunday. I want to give a warm welcome to all of you that are here to fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace. You found the right spot. This is a live stream broadcasting on YouTube using the StreamYard application. You found me on Facebook, Fight CPS with Bob Pace, and you're here, and I'm glad you're here. You're dealing with a government entity that some places has gone rogue, meaning that they're sometimes bad. I'm not saying all CPS is bad, but there's a lot of them that are bad. And so it's very hard to differentiate between the good and the bad. Now I'm here to help you with dealing with your CPS. It's something that you never encountered before. I didn't. I'm too a victim of CPS. And I had my children trafficking. I lost my home. I lost one of my children to a retaliation by a CPS social worker. So I've experienced some really bad times. CPS is something you need to take serious about. It's no joking matter. Now, a lot of you may have different interpretation of what CPS stands for. I call it the Child Protection System. It's government entities that were created by social services in every county and every state to protect our children from neglect and abuse. It was established in 1962. About 1974 is when the laws started coming in and being enforceable. And over the years, it's been a really tough one. Now, some of the names of these child protection systems are like CPS, Child Protection Services, or the Department of Children and Family Services, or Department of Children's Services, or the Cabinet. And you can go on and on. There's different names. So it's really easy for us just to say CPS. And I call it the system, the Child Protection Systems. Now, in this live stream, you're going to encounter people that are like family here that come in all the time, that support one another. This is a support group, and we're here to help one another. If I knew what I knew now, and I've been doing this for about 15 years fighting CPS, I would never have lost my children. I would have never been in the hands of CPS. Your problem is when you first approach this entity, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. Now, this room is interactive, meaning that you have a say so what happens in this room. Now, on my screen, I have one way you can interact in this room. Please text a message, but follow the following format. I'd like to see your name, the city or the county, and the state. And if you're from another place outside the United States, you're more than welcome to participate. I have right now about 21 countries that have called in, that have texted in, that wanted help with CPS. CPS is a worldwide problem. We need CPS to protect our children, but a lot of the CPS agency has gone rogue where they do more than protect the children. They traffic children. They impose things because they attack something that we all have in common. It's low income. Now, I was not low income at one time, but unfortunately, I lost my job through no fault of his own, and luckily, I had put away money away to help me survive. But I did not know how expensive the child protection system was in Orange County, California. The federal government gives billions of dollars to the state. The state, in turn, gives millions of dollars to the county. The money flows freely. There's no board of supervisors or directors watching what CPS does. They're not transparent. They lie. They retaliate. The agencies are bad. You don't know until you're already caught up in their mucky muck. Another way to participate in this podcast is to be a guest. And I hope you all become a guest on my live stream. I can have room for 9 of you as a guest. With me makes 10, and we can all talk and help one another. Now, to be a guest on my live stream, all you have to do is contact my show producer, Grace at vincentwdavis.com. Grace at vincentwdavis.com. Now, I'm on twice a day, 14 live streams a week. I'm on Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. in the morning. And then on the weekends, I'm on at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. in the morning. Now, during the weeknights at 7 p.m., I'm on Monday through Sunday. So that's 14 live streams. So when you send an email to Grace, you just say, I want to be Bob's Sunday morning show or Bob's Friday night show or Bob's Wednesday show. She'll get you the link to StreamYard, and you're all set. If you get bounced off, use the link again. She'll also tell you what you can say and not say on the live stream as a guest. There's no eating or smoking. And we don't use the names of social workers or judges or children. Now, another way that you can interact in this podcast is to call me on my number. My number's up. You can call me during the show times, and that's 626-698-0990. And when you do call in, you can talk about your CPS case. So whether you text in or call in, you automatically will get a free 15-minute session with my attorney, Mr. Vincent W. Davis. He is a professional licensed attorney in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. He's been fighting CPS for 39 years, so he knows how to get children back. He's gotten back thousands of children. Furthermore, he's also done civil lawsuits against CPS. When your case is over, you file a lawsuit against them, and he's won millions of dollars. He knows how to fight CPS. He's a trial attorney, and he's been doing this for 39 years. He's former foster care, too, so he knows the foster care system. The problem is you don't know when you're going to encounter a rogue CPS entity or a rogue foster care parent. There are foster care parents that are bad. And it's hard to distinguish between the bad and the good because you don't know what to expect. I mean, in my case, my children were taken away right away and they weren't in danger. You see, you're not supposed to put your children into foster care, but they put them into that first night of foster care. Later, we were able to get them to stay with a family member, but that family member didn't last long with their children because they didn't realize how much work we do with our children. We'd take them to and from school. We'd take them to and from their activities, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, AYSO, soccer, surfing. There's a lot of activities our children are involved in the school and so forth. They're very much involved. They had their own bedroom, their own bathroom, and the house was built in 1994. So it was very modern, very expensive. We lived in a private area with CC&Rs. So anyway, for 5 years, these social workers, when they get the complaints, they try to take your children or try to accuse you of something that you didn't do. And I, for 5 years, had fought them off. I had shown them the house. I had answered their questions. I did more than you're supposed to. But unfortunately, they took my children. 5 years into the harassment by CPS, they got a hold of the police department, had a detective track me down and ordered me to open my house once again and to be there while they did their investigation. Now, oh, good. We have someone calling in this morning. Great. Good morning. And this is Bob Pace with Vincent W. Davis on live stream. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
This is Patrick Pippin.
Welcome, Patrick. What part of the world are you from?
I'm from Tennessee. The case is in Tennessee.
Okay.
I moved to Michigan, and this has been going on for 4 years.
Wow.
I tell you, we completed all their classes. Every time we get done with our classes, that we've had 7 or 8. I bet you we've had 5 or 6 different caseworkers on this.
Right.
And
right.
every time we finish our classes, that they just tell us start it over. So it's been prolonged.
Now, how did it start?
Well, their mother, she had scoliosis when she first had the baby, and the baby doctor put her on hydros, and the baby showed up, which we had proof of where the mother was put on the hydrocodone, and then my mom kept them. My mom had them.
Are you the father of the baby?
Yes.
Okay, so you're the father. Okay, yes. And you said that
I've got 4 kids.
Oh, was the CPS?
I've never had any trouble with it.
I know, but did the
I've only got 1.
Okay, I just wanted. Did CPS want all 4 of your children or just one of your children?
No, I've never had any problem with the first 2. I got 2 kids by another girl. Then she passed away. Then the ones in foster care right now. I got 2, but I got a brother, her brother and sister, but he's old enough now. He's out. Now I've only got my daughter, and she was placed in a foster care. And then they cut off her communication with her because we started recording. She'd tell us that she was afraid to say anything. She was real shy, and she wasn't, to speak. I know when she was telling me that when she was getting locked in her room, and she was getting punished. So I reported it to the DCS workers. Then I had to call the school. The school then checked in and got Carly to her and talked to Carly. That's my daughter's name.
Yeah, we don't want to use names. Don't use your name. Just say daughter. That'll be fine. Right. Go ahead.
My daughter. And then once the school counselor talked to her, and she told her what was going on, then the school made them do their job. So still,
Go on. I'm
and
listening.
and once, yeah, then once they talked to her, my daughters told them what was going on. Still giving us a chance to, because we've completed all the classes and everything. They found this other couple that they wanted to give her to, and we went down to petition the court. The court wouldn't let us petition this guy. He's kind of over the. He wouldn't even let us. He told we couldn't petition the court because somebody else did. I thought you could, and I thought that was wrong. But judge, we've got, I think, the guardian ad litem. We've hired 2 different lawyers. They gave her money back because the guardian ad litem would go tell them something, and the guy that I hired, he said that the judge would not. He said, "I'm just going to give your money back because the judge's not going to let your daughter move to Michigan. We've been here in a stable home for 6 years now."
Yeah, you can move a child. That's wrong. If the judge said that, then that is a crooked judge, because there's an agency called the ICPC, the Interstate Children Placement for Compact. They will transfer a child from one state to another state. It's safely done. There's no law that stops you do that. It's just that you got yourself a lazy judge who isn't really being a referee of the court.
Well, what it is, the DCS, these lawyers, we're down to, we've done so many classes and we've paid out of pocket. And, but we've been to court, I bet you 30 times, 40. We have to drive down there, take off work and everything.
Right,
and
right.
I've seen them let DCS $500. And my lawyer, he's a court appointed. And I know you can't have a court appointed lawyer, but
well, let me tell the audience and tell everybody, and you probably know this. The reason why there's court appointed attorneys or public defenders is that by law, if you can't afford one, you have to you can be represented by one. The only problem is the court appointed attorney or public defenders are hired by CPS. Their background isn't juvenile law or family law or dependency law. They're really brand new attorneys with a criminal law background. And it's really, they are case loaded. They have 30 or more clients, so they don't have time for your case. And so they're just going to milk the system into, you give up type thing. And it's sad because the only way you're going to be able to fight these. Go ahead.
Well, just like my attorney, when we go to court, they'll let the DCS workers get up there and tell a lie. I've had to move. I've done everything. They've had me to move out of this house. I moved out just so we could get Card out of the foster home. And her sister, the mother's sister, is a vice president of the hospital up here. She makes good money, and she was going to take her. And they will not even look at none of her family up here. They won't look at none of my people. My uncle, they came and talked to him, and he said, I know they were trying real hard to get their daughter back. And he said, I don't want to do anything. She said, well, I'm just going to tell you this. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure they don't get her. So I filed a complaint with the DCS office. They overlooked it. I've called the Tennessee governor. He won't bill. He won't do nothing. I've been trying to get him to look on this judge because I know people that's got DUIs and she's like them, and I know they go out there and do a little work around their house. They just do away with the DUIs. She's that type of judge. She's crooked. She's a crooked judge.
Well, first of all, that judge should not be doing CPS cases and DUI cases. That's wrong. Judges need to be qualified
Well,
for dependency court.
it's a small county.
Well,
It's
maybe a
small
small county.
You know,
You can request a dependency court judge. You can change judges. You can also complain judges. The problem is you need to know who
let me tell you.
at the Tennessee level, at the capital there, of who you can talk to. Because right now,
I don't
people,
know. I've tried to call.
yeah, I know, but you have to really dig into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's come to frustration. You know, I've seen them get. You know, I've even told the lawyer I know. I said, you know what they're doing? They're just prolonging this. They're keeping this over.
Well, it's all about money.
Have,
they want to make money.
Daughter.
It's $1 trillion business. That's all their interest is money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame the way they do, you know, taking kids. And we've got a nice place, but we've never been played or nothing like that. We've done everything but stand on their heads for these people. And what they do is, and all they want to do is just prolong it, and they when we get to the end of the classes, show her paperwork. I've got a stack of papers right here. I can show you, send you everyone where we completed all the parenting classes, drug classes, whatever class we recommend. We have done them. I've done them twice. And we get to the end, they'll put a new caseworker, say it's starting over, then she'll be on it a month. I wouldn't even get to even know the caseworker. Then when you go to court, there'd be somebody else. Oh, I'm taking over. Then these caseworkers even made just like I was telling you, she told my uncle that I'm going to make sure I'm going to do everything I can to make sure. So I filed a report on her. Then they get up and wind her over. You know, then they told me to move out. So I moved out. Then they told me to move back in. Because we've been together 20 years now. Going on 20 years.
Now this is your wife you're talking about for 20 years?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you've been married married to this woman for 20 years, and when they
we've been together over 20 years.
Right, okay.
Been together 20 years, yeah.
All right, okay. And then they
they
tested her and she was positive. What kind of drug was it?
Hydros, because she had scoliosis when she was young, and the baby doctor put her on there. They know it. They knew the baby doctor gave her the medication, and they still took it.
Now, why did you not have your attorney present have the doctor called into court to testify that your wife had this disease that she had to take?
Well, we had paper, you know, we had paperwork. Then we had paperwork showing them that's where the medication come from, the baby's doctor. Then I can't hear him. The phone was cut off.
It's okay. It's okay. The background you need to turn me down. So you need to turn me down when that is there.
Turn that phone down. Yeah, a little bit.
You're just getting feedback. That's all right.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you fine. So
okay, and we had showed the paperwork. So what we did. My dad had cancer at the time, and he was a big man, weighed 300-something pounds.
Okay.
I had to move in with him because my mom had to have help, you know. So I was with the kids. Even the judge let me go out there. She knows I was around the kids 24/7.
Right.
And the mother was too. But I had to go out there and help my dad. My mom couldn't get him in and out of the bed. He had prostate and colon cancer, and he couldn't control his bowels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I had to help her for 10 years.
Wow.
And to help him to get in and out of the bed. Then once he passed away, and my mom passed away, the PCS wasn't in it, then my nieces and them got mad because over this land. And then they called and made a false report, And I had moved up here. Just moved up here for 3 months. I've been up here for 6 years now. This is back when it first started. They had made a false report. I told the DCS. I said, well, you need to check in on these. I don't even have no charges or nothing like that. They're saying I don't even have violent charges or nothing like that. I'm not gonna lie about it. I got caught with pot before the kids was even born. Back 2004. That was before these kids, and they're trying to use them old charges, to bring up to make me look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just been a mess. I don't know. I was going to file a 380 form because they're now starting over. This judge already ruled on this case. She gave her kids to this foster parent. The first time we had to file an appeal, we had another judge for about 6 weeks. And now, somehow, this DCS workers has got the same judge that won and ruled on it. She already ruled on this case. Now she's back on it again. How's that possible?
Well, it's called crooked system. I don't know if you heard about Doge, but there's a efficiency program, a government efficiency program, headed up by Elon Musk.
I've been
anyway, they are trying to investigate.
Yeah,
In fact,
like what they're doing.
Last night, I had an individual on there, and he was.
I watched that. Okay. I was watching that.
Yeah, I gave them the phone number for the White House. There are 2 numbers there.
Give me the number. I'd love to call the.
Well, there is a government website. I know it's called Doge, DOGE.gov is a website, or you can call the White House at 202.
Okay, give me the number.
Yeah, it's
202.
Yeah, 456 111. Yeah, it's 4 ones. 1111.
Okay.
And then the other number is 202 456 456 1414.
1414.
Yeah. And so when you call them, that's going to go to the top. And sometimes it's best to go at the top.
Yeah, because I've called the Tennessee governor. I've called everybody I know, left and there.
Well, there's one person. There's one person in Tennessee that you can contact. It's called the Civil Rights Coordinator or Ombudsperson. Civil Rights Coordinator. Civil Rights Coordinator.
Civil Rights Coordinator.
Yeah, they will take your complaint and investigate it.
Okay, Civil Rights Coordinator. So I can Google that and get the information?
Yes, you do that. You say, I need the website and the phone number for the Civil Rights Coordinator. And what's the state capital of Tennessee?
I guess it'd be Nashville.
All right, Nashville, Tennessee. That's where you want to go to. But you got a lot of issues there, even though it may be a small town you're in or a small court, because it's got to be.
I think they violated. I think we got a lawsuit because the judge, like this guy that works in the courthouse, you're allowed to petition your First Amendment rights. You're allowed to petition any court.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
And he lied. He wouldn't let us petition the court.
Right.
He said this foster parent already petitioned the court, so we couldn't petition the court. Then I started taping them. I started recording every conversation because I seen how they would get up and lie. And I got my daughter on record saying she's wanting to come home, but she's afraid to tell them because she gets punished. And she was getting punished.
Yeah.
And now she's moved out of this foster. We got her moved out of that foster house, and now they wouldn't even give us a chance. Wouldn't even look at her sister. They won't even look at no family members. they're dead set. They're trying right now to let my daughter get adopted. That's what they're trying to do.
Well, yeah, they got more money there. Now, hold on a second. I have little Nugget in my room. She's a regular person. She's called in and so forth. And hello, little Nugget. Hi. I'm talking to a fine gentleman in Tennessee who has a very bad, CPS organization there. And she has a question. How can I have my case thrown out? We only have the detention hearing on the 7th of April. I have the next hearing and I want the case thrown out. They had emergency hearing and said that they did. Now, I need to know more information, little Nugget. So maybe you could call me tonight at 7 p.m. tonight and we could talk to you again. I know you've talked once before, so you can keep trying to get the answer on that. The problem being is that you need to have an attorney. Now, my question is, little Nugget, are you using a court-appointed attorney or a paid professional attorney who's trained in the area of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law? I need to know that. She wants her son to be released to her care because they said that he was in danger in her care. He was never been in her care. That's interesting. I only have a public defender. That's the problem. Just like the gentleman I'm talking to on the phone. When you have a public defender, they're not going to be able to fight for your case. They have too many caseload themselves, they're too busy, and they work for the CPS. They work for the child protection systems. Every county will have these. And yeah, go ahead. I'll let you go.
I have something similar, just like these last charges. They tried to, like my niece got mad and filed these. It was all, well, my mom had temporary custody at the time, and they said I had, what was it? Abandonment, child neglect and abandonment. My mom had temporary custody. When she passed away, I was there to pick them up. Then they filed. Then my nieces went and made these false allegations because he was mad over the land and stuff.
That's the problem. I have another family that the grandfather died, and all the family members are fighting to get control of the assets, which is sad. And they're using CPS as a weapon because they make false allegations. You have two kinds of individuals. You have the professional individuals that work with children that are required by law. They're mandated reporters, like nurses and doctors and teachers and policemen and firemen. They all have to report abuse. And 75% of the time they're right, but there's still a 25% they're wrong. And then with the other people are the lay people. And the lay people are 50% right, 50% wrong. And the lay people are your family, your friends, your acquaintances, your neighbors, and so forth. And they don't know how to report, and they use it for alternative motives against you, which is sad. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had to get to
no, what I was talking, how could they get me for abandonment when my mom had temporary custody? I was there. My mom told me, you won't have nothing to worry about. You're done good because I lived there with them, and then I know my mom was kind of getting old, so we moved to Michigan. Just it's a better place, better work. I mean, it's not a better place, it's still better work. Her sisters helps her. She had to have a heart operation. The kid's mother did, and like I said, her sister's a vice president over the hospital, and so. We've been doing been up here going on 6 years now, and been really, and we've been doing real good, and I don't even know how they can even charge me with abandonment when I didn't even have custody at the time. My mom did, but I was there with the kids all the time, though. And Mom told me, she said, you don't have no worry, you'll get your kid. I said, Mom, we don't go have something signed up. She didn't think that my nieces would do that.
That's the problem about family members, though. Use it to alienate the people from the case. It's really
Yeah,
wrong.
they cost me a lot of money. Yeah, a lot of sweat. I don't sleep good at night. I don't up and down. It's then we've been to court. We go down there to court, and we don't even get to talk. We just sit there and listen.
Right, right. Excuse me 1 minute. I need to address Little Nugget. Little Nugget, who has talked to me on the show, is from the San Diego area, and they are a Native American Indian. And in the Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978, it mandates that CPS must place the children with the tribe on the reservation. They, in turn, will put them with an Indian family, and they'll do reunification. So what's happening now is the CPS is corrupt and taking advantage of Little Nugget there. So anyway, I just wanted to tell them that. But we will talk about Little Nugget tonight if you can come on at 7 o'clock. Go ahead, sir. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You can talk to her as long as you want.
No, I'm not. I try to talk to people there because sometimes you guys, when you call in, you help one another. You guys are a big family of my family here, and you guys help one each other because you care. You're a loving parent, a loving father. So I'm sorry you have to go through all this.
We're all in the same boat. We've been, if you don't have a lot of money, they just drag. They know that. They know that they just drag you. That's what they're doing. I know other families in Nashville. They're like 13 or 14. They take them from their grandma. Now we can't even talk to her kids.
Yeah.
I can't even call. I can't call my daughter. We used to. Yeah, I told her if she ever came up here, she could do what she wanted to, like decorate her room. Up here, they got beaches and stuff. They said we tried to bribe her. I said, we didn't try to. I said, the only thing I ever said, if she ever wanted to come up here, she could. She could do what she wants to. There's a beach up here. I said, I didn't try to bribe my child. I was telling her what we do if she would come up here.
Right. I want to thank emoji from Phyllis Stein Gibson from Canada. She's from Canada, one of my Canadian countries. This is a remarkable live stream because not only you from Tennessee, but I have people from Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, the Middle East, Africa, Europe, North America, South America, and the South Pacific.
We're living in Michigan up at the cases in Tennessee. We're right. We're almost at the Ambassador Bridge.
Oh, okay. You're right. I meant to say Michigan, but the only reason why I referenced Tennessee is that's where your case jurisdiction is. Yeah. Now, why are they refusing to you working with the ICPC, which is the Interstate Compact for Placement of Children?
Okay, they did file it, but Tennessee cut it down. They stopped it. Then they tried to blame it on Michigan. Michigan came over here and done a home check and done everything, said everything was fine. But one of the dirty DCS workers, she cut it off. She said, because I was living in the house, so I moved out. They said if I'd moved out, so I'd move out. They tell me to move back in. Then I do it again, then move back in. And they had me running around. Then we got to court, and we told them, said that they know that we've been together 18 years. They said, they've been lying about the relationship. Because I moved in. I said, no. That's the only time I ever got to speak. I told the judge, I said, John, I said, I done it. I said, I'd do anything for my daughter. So they asked me to move out. I moved out. Then they told me to move back in. I said, we weren't lying about nothing. I was doing what DCS told me to do.
Yeah. It is hard. It is hard because you try to do it and they'll sit there and they will actually bring you up and then slap you down. They really don't care about families or unification. Their only interest goal is they collect up money from the state. You see, they get paid by the state $20,000 per child per month to have that children in their hands. That's where they get the money. and they use that money to give out bonuses and incentives to their caseworkers. So it's a really corrupt. It's really corrupt.
Her sister told them she didn't want a dime. She said, "Hey, you just let me take my niece. I don't want no money from you guys. I'll take her, and we'll take care of her. We don't need no help." She told them. She makes real good money. Like I said, she's a vice president, and she told them she didn't even want any money. So we're going to file a 380 form, 388 form, and her sister is, and we're going to try to get them to look at her that way. Other than that, they won't even look at nobody.
Right. You're right. The 388 form. Yeah, the 388 for all your listeners out there is a form in some states. What it does, it petitions the court. It says to the judge that we have new information and we want to present our case to the court. They have within 30 days have to have that day for your time in court. So I'm glad you are petitioning that. Make sure if you're petitioning it that all parties are served. All parties are served on the 388.
That's the judge, the government light, and DCS, right?
Well, the guardian light, a lot of people don't understand what the guardian light is. The guardian light is supposed to be an individual that volunteers the time to work with parents or children and help them go through emotional time. The only problem with the guardian of light, their ears for CPS. So what they do is you tell them your story, and then they blab their mouth to the CPS workers who use it against you. So you don't want to use a guardian of light.
Well, that's the kids' lawyer, and I tell you, we hired a lawyer, gave $3,500. This lawyer told us that the government light called her. 2 days later, she was giving her money back. She gave her money back. I don't know what the government light told her, what she said, but she said something because the money was paid in full, and this lady said, "I don't want her to go." She held it out of court for a year. Then we waited a whole year. Then this lawyer decided that she talked to the government light. Then she decided to quit and give her money back.
Okay.
And I had a lawyer paid. He told me, he said, "I'm not going to take your money because the judge." This is before any court date was even said. This is at the very beginning. He said the judge has already said he's not going to let the kids leave Tennessee. He said, if I thought I could win it, he said, but I think she's dead set keeping the kids in Tennessee.
Wow.
But we got, and see, this judge that we had to appeal this from, she's right back on it again. The same judge that already ruled and give her daughter away. And I know that's what she's going to do. We got 6 months to do these classes again, which I don't think it's going to matter if we do them again, because I've got a stack of papers where we've done them twice, both of us. And after we get these done, then they told us we'd have to move back to Tennessee. They said we'd have to move back to Tennessee.
Yeah.
But they're not going. I don't care if we move. I don't think. If I thought we'd get Carly, my daughter back, I would be in Tennessee in a heartbeat. But I just don't think we don't even. The DCS is supposed to be helping us get our kids back. They don't even talk like it. They get up and lie against us. And I'm talking about perjury. I'm talking about under oath perjury. I didn't think they could lie under oath.
Oh, they do. My social worker did. So I know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's purgatory. If it had been me or you done that, what would we get?
Yeah.
That's what we get the book thrown at us.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely the courts are not fair to people. So.
No, they definitely need to. A lot of people need to call and get somebody to really look into them. They need that money pulled from them. They need somebody to go around because a lot of people ain't got a lot of money and they're taking their kids for no reason.
Well, they take the kids for the money they make off having the kids in custody.
Yep, they're running. My daughter's real. She's not been, she's real shy, and she's been. I guess she's kind of getting used to it because it's been so long. But I know she was scared at first. I've got her on tape saying, "Dad, I'm afraid to say anything."
Yeah.
And I've got them on tape. You can tell that they're trying to make her lie. You can tell exactly when they call. She tried to hurt herself, and that's when I had to call the school. She was trying to call this foster parent was doing something to her. Then I filed a report through on DCS. Then I finally, they wouldn't do nothing about it. They just said nothing was ever come. They went to her house. There was liquor and everything in the house. They said they wouldn't, but I know somebody that's been in that house and saw liquor in the refrigerator, which she had a jug. It was juice, a juice jug with vodka in it, I was told, and had her name on it and told the kids, do not drink it.
Yeah.
And then we finally got her moved out. If we thought they'd give us a chance, no, they just placed her right with somebody else.
Yeah. Well, I know that is very difficult. It's a very
frustrating, ain't it?
Yeah, it is very frustrating. See, the problem being is CPS knows that people don't have education into what CPS is.
They think it's a joke. I think they try to make you get mad. They do make me mad because I call them out. When I see something doing wrong, I don't get frustrated and mad at them. I just tell them, I kind of look things up before I say it, and I call them out on their crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They don't like that, but
no.
I just tell them, I don't say that, I just tell them the truth, but I look it up, and I do the background check before I mention it.
Right. Education is one of the keys to success in fighting CPS. You should always spend a lot of time on the internet researching because there's so much there. It's how you arrange your words in your research. You always start off with the city and the state, and then put down the letter CPS. And then you'll see a lot of things pull up for that area. If you want to be more specific, you put what in CPS you're trying to find out.
Okay. Then, like I said, we've called the governor. We've called anybody that we thought would help out with the judge. Because you can't beat somebody's you got the DCS, you got the judge all on one side, you're going to lose your child.
Right. You will. Because as long as they keep the child in their custody, the money rolls in. There's another thing called the incentive. President Bill Clinton signed a law in 1994 that people, that CPS gets rewarded if they get their foster care adopted. They don't like family reunification because it takes at least a year. The problem is one of the programs that everybody's supposed to take is called, it's an anger management, but it's a domestic violence. It's a 12-month class. It's 52 weeks. And it's really sad because it's a long program. I'm not saying it's a bad program, but it is a long program. So there's at least a 1-year minimum before they even think about returning the children. My case took 3 years, but I had to sell my home to get the money to hire my attorney because I got Vincent Davis, one of the best attorneys in the country. And he will fight in other states. He'll fight in other states. The problem is he's a $500 an hour attorney. LA County, which is the closest his area his retainer starts at 5,000. But depending where the area is, the retainer can be a much more. And it's sad, but I know that by you talking to me on this live stream, you have qualified for a free 15-minute talk with Mr. Davis. If you like that, would you like to talk to Mr. Davis for free?
Well, I could talk to him, but I would like to know what to file about that judge.
Well, there you go. He'll answer your question. You get legal advice. You get somebody that charges $500 for. You get them for free for 15 minutes. You make yourself a list of questions. You make yourself a list of questions, prioritize them, so you have your most important question first, and ask and fire away. Now, to meet with him, all I need from you is your full name, your email, and your phone number, and you just text it to me by the same number you called in. You text it to me, and you give me your full name and that, and then I will arrange you with my show producer, Grace, who gets you in touch with Vincent Davis, and he'll contact you, and you have a private Zoom meeting, and there you can ask that question. I don't know how else better legal advice that is, but that's great for free.
Yeah, I sure appreciate it.
Yeah, no.
I was wanting something, trying to get this.
Yeah, but by you sharing, by you spending your time on the show and talk about your case, it's a reward. It's an incentive to get other people to call in, and also to be a guest qualifies you for a free 15-minute session. And if you want longer time, I have another session that's $60. You can talk to him for 30 minutes. So there are ways you get free legal advice here at our law firm.
Yeah, I just wonder when you got just like the other day, I borrowed this this court-appointed attorney. He wasn't doing nothing. I might as well not have it because he wasn't doing it. So I borrowed it, and this county told me I couldn't do that.
Right.
And I said, hey, the lawyer is supposed to be working for me. He's not doing nothing for me.
Well, you can tell your court-appointed attorney that if you do not work for me, I will file a lawsuit for negligence, and I'll report you to the state bar at Nashville, the capital of Tennessee.
Yeah, thank you. He's fixing this guy right here. He don't really care. He's retired. He don't really care. He just goes down there and he does other cases. He's got, like I said, he does DUIs. Whatever case he comes in that courtroom, he does it.
Right. Well, I really want to thank you very much. I really want to thank you very much for calling in. But my show ends at 9:00 this morning on the weekends, so I do need to close down. But I want to thank you for calling in and listening.
Yeah.
And also, you can call in again tonight, tomorrow, the next day. I'm on twice a day. Everybody's listening.
Sometimes I don't call in. I just watch.
That's all right. That's all right. Little nugget. Please call me tonight. I've heard all your messages there. I'd like to help you. Philistine Gibson, who's from Canada. You can call in tonight or tomorrow morning at 10:00. On weekdays, I'm on at 10:00. The weekends, I'm on at 8:00. At nighttime, I'm on at 7:00. So Philistine and Little Nugget, please call in. Philistine has called in before, Little Nugget has. But I want to thank both of you and yourself from Tennessee for being on this live stream. And I want to, hopefully you keep fighting and don't give up. All right? All of you.
No, it's been, only I'm going to give up is my toes will be underground.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not giving up. And then,
yeah. Well, I hope it's not that long.
I
hope it's not that long. But it's a pleasure meeting you, and thank you. And God bless you. This is Bob Pace. I have to sign off, but I'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go ahead.
I'll send you my information. Send you my information.
All right. You take care. Thank you.
You too, Bob.